Take me through kind of when you got the call, how you felt, how everything progressed.
We got the call last night around 10:30, and so it's our fourth time getting a call for lungs. And so we know that up until the last hour, things can change. So we made the decision to sort of not share it with everybody at first because we didn't want to go through that heartbreak in sort of a public way. Mm-hmm. So we got the call at 10:30 last night. We tried to sort of sleep on and off. We were getting texts about updates about how the lungs were doing throughout the night. And then this morning, really just before I posted on Facebook, they came in and they said it's a go. It's a guaranteed go. And then they started wheeling her out in the hall.
What was going through your mind?
So we're thrilled. I mean, I know that, maybe you expect me to be nervous, but what I was nervous was watching this kid of mine lying in this bed and feeling like we were at the end and not knowing if those lungs would come. So right now I feel like we have a chance. We have hope. We've got the best surgeon in the country, Dr. Spray, in there operating on my baby, and I just feel like really like this is a new beginning for Sarah. And I know it's going to be hard and we have a lot to overcome, but...
You were posted on your Facebook, God is great, He's moved mountains, but also talking about the donor family.
I mean, absolutely both. I do feel like God has been involved in all of this. I mean, just the way it's worked, we wouldn't have had an opportunity to have these lungs without sort of the public battle we went through. And sort of having the courage to do that in the middle of while Sarah was going through everything was definitely a God thing for me. And, this family is just, I think it's just an amazing thing to be in a position where, you're in this tragedy and yet you selflessly think of somebody else. And to me, that is just a hero in every sense of the word. And this family will forever be heroes of ours, and we hope someday to meet them. We don't know anything about them. That's just how the rules work. But really such a blessing.
You feel like you can kind of at least feel like the hope now?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I mean, it's been a really hard couple of days since she was intubated on Saturday. It just really felt like, where is this going? It just... she's been unconscious since Saturday. So she was unconscious going in. She's been in like a medical-induced coma since Saturday.
Without the judge ruling, do you think that she would have gotten lungs?
No, because this is a low-bar transplant.
Low-bar meaning it's an adult lung and they're going to take...
I was not told specifically if it was an adult or a teen, but yes, it's a low-bar transplant, which means that it's not somebody under 12 years old. It is somebody much bigger than Sarah, where they are using a section, they're using the lobes from both lungs to be a complete lung for Sarah. So it means it's someone much bigger than her.
And is she getting transplant on both lungs? Or
both lungs, yes.
Lungs. What is your hope for her moving forward?
My hope is that she continues to be the fighter she's been. I mean, she's a really strong little kid. She's had to be. And my hope is really just that she keeps on fighting. And I think we have a couple of really rough weeks ahead because we got so sick going into this. So I think it's a little easier. I don't think it's ever easy to get a transplant, but I think it makes it harder if you sort of go into it at such a deficit. So she really went into it as close to sort of the end as you can. So we have a lot of reconditioning to do. She was in a coma for 5 days going into the surgery, so she's not moved. She's been on paralytics. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. But, my hope is that she continues to be a fighter, and I actually know she will. And, just that it's okay if it takes some time, but just that someday that we get back there to being a normal little kid where she goes to school and plays with her friends, and she wants to join a soccer team. And my hope is that she just accomplishes all those little things that 10-year-olds should accomplish.
One more question. What do you think of the national debate that really your story sparked? And I know there are other families facing similar situations. What would you like to see happen, I guess?
I think what we'd like to see happened in terms of UNOS really sat down and looked at the data and realized, there was merit to the concern we had that there weren't enough organs and that kids were dying at a greater rate in my daughter's age range. And that kids in that age range really can do well with adult organs. And so I think that was huge. And I feel very positive about what UNOS is doing in terms of moving forward, and I hope they expedite that. We know other people whose kids are in the same boat as Sarah, but don't have, that yet, that aren't on the adult list yet. And so, I hope they move forward. I think everybody deserves an equal chance here.
And so right now you're just in the holding pattern, right? She went into surgery this morning?
She went in probably around noon, and we're told it's like 6 to 8 hours. It kind of depends. How hard her lungs are to remove is what I'm told is the trickiest part.
Okay. Okay. I have everything. Anything you want to say?
No, I mean, just thank you to everyone, to the media, to the representatives, to just the American people who stood beside us, because it was like the collective voice that got everybody to listen. And, you know, Sarah's alive because of it. We're getting this transplant because of it. We would still be sitting here waiting for pediatric lungs today. And, you know, we're not. We have hope.
And you feel good?
I feel awesome. Yeah.